All right, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David Baruch Hashem. Another beautiful, we have another book for him if he wants it. We have another, what?
Who's this young man?
He's a young man that's joined our class today.
You
want to introduce yourself? Introduce yourself.
My name's Aaron Sharf. My dad's Eli. You know Eli?
Ellie?
Aaron Sharf. His name is Aaron Sharf, and he's joining us here, Baruch Hashem. Young man was here for the Nate's Minyan. He got an Aliyah today. See, that's great. All right, anyway. All right, we're going to continue now learning in Likutey Halachos, Hilchos Nesias Kapayim. So we're learning the laws of the priestly blessings. Okay, we're in 5, and we're in, today we're going to do Beis. Okay, so 2. Priestly blessings, 5, 2.
Teaching this, you finally got a Kohen in your.
We got a Kohen in the minyan. See that? It's amazing. We have a Kohen in the minyan. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so we're learning over here this beautiful lesson. Again, we always learn for the well-being of the Chayalim and the Chatufim, the soldiers and the captives, and all of Amcha Beis. So we all need a lot of brachas and Yeshuas today. So we should also field in the Chama now. We're already in the time of Nachamu Ami. We're in that time right now. The Chassam Sofer says an amazing thing. He says, he says that people make a mistake and they call when they're mevarach the chodesh, they say menachem of. So the Chassam Sofer says it's not really correct. He says it's not correct. It's really chodesh of. You should say chodesh of, right? It's of. When he says on Tisha B'Av, after Chatzos, it turns into Menachem of. That's when the Nechama comes in. That's when everything changes. Everything turns at that point. And that's this part of the month now is the part of the Menachem. We have the Nechama, we have the consolation, that we have that we feel that special love of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Again, why? Because he chose us. He chose the Jewish people over the Beis Hamikdash. He chose to destroy the Beis Hamikdash, his house, and keep us alive. And that's the biggest hope that we have. Okay. Anyway, now let's learn. We're learning based on the lesson Likutey Maran. 34, lesson 34. When it's a most beautiful lesson. We learned a lot of points about the lesson yesterday. The most important point that we have to remember is that we have in us, there's a nekuda of tzaddik. We have something within us. We have this idea of, like the Mishnah says, v'amech kulam tzaddikim, right? All of us have something, and we can daven. And we have to, when we say the words, when we daven, we have to get those words into our hearts. Right? You have to get the word. When you use daven, say the words, listen to what you're saying, and let those words enter into your heart. Where the feelings are all in the heart, let the words enter into your heart. Now we're a little bit more about that right now. With Hashem's help, with a little siyata d'shmaya. So we know that the Birchas Kahanim is at the end of the Shmona Esrei, right before Sim Sholem, right? Right, the Chazan says Tov Lahodos, right? And then we say the Kohen gives his blessing, right? And then right before the Sim Shalom. Why is it over there? We learned a few things about that. Now we're going to see it in a different light right now. So stay tuned. Here we go. Ki nekuda tova, she bechinas bris sholem. This idea of the nekuda tova that every Jew has within them. And that's an idea that comes from lesson Reish Pei Beis 282 in Likutey Maran. It's a very famous Torah Azamra that everyone has a Nekuda Tova. Everyone has some good point in them, right? There's something good about everybody. And again, it's not for us to try to figure out if the guy is good or bad. We look at everybody and we find a good point in everybody. Everybody has something good about them, and that's what we have to focus on. Right? Sometimes we go to certain places, and it's kind of hard to do that, right? But we do it anyway, right? We do it anyway, right? Sometimes we're in certain situations we find ourselves in, and it's hard to do that. But yet, look at the situation and find the good in the situation, because there is always something good there. There's always something good. All right? K'maisha kosav sham v'sham shoira. Ahavas HaKadosh shehi bechinas kohen. In that place, you have this idea. In that place, of that Nekuda Taiva. You have the Ahava Kedosha. You have the holy love. Right, like we said yesterday, the heart desires all kind of things in the world. Right, the heart desires all kind of desires of the worldly things. The heart desires, but now the real and it loves everything. Right, that's why even they use the lashon today in the world. Right, I love this. This guy loves that. I love this. I love my car. I love my phone. I love this. I love that. Right, people say that. Right, right. So, but the real love is what? Loving Hashem. Loving Amcha Beis Yisrael, loving Eretz Yisrael, loving the Torah. That's real love, right? So when you daven and you say the words, and you realize what you're saying, and you realize you're speaking to Hashem. Shivisi Hashem lenegdi sam. You're speaking to Hashem. Wow. So that really, wow. What am I doing now? Wait a second. I'm talking to God. So then you realize what's important, right? You kind of evoke that in yourself. You realize, wow, I'm saying these words. You realize how important what you're saying is, and it changes. Something happens in the heart. Look what he says, what happens now. Bechinas koyin, and this is the idea of the bechina of koyin, bechinas Avram, bechinas ata koyin li'olam, right? Avram Avinu is known as the koyin li'olam. Why was Avram Avinu known as the koyin li'olam? Avram Avinu learned how to daven, right? He was the first one that turned to Hashem, found Hashem, and he davened, right? He instituted for us the tefillah of Shachris, right? It's very appropriate that Avram Avinu, that's what we do the Birchas Kahanim, right? In Shachris, the Shmona Esrei Shachris. Avram Avinu is the Koyin Li'olam. Okay? K'may shekosav sham b'Torah. Now, okay, now, Bishvil Zeh, what? What's that? You have a question?
No, he's accusing me of shaking the table, which is shaking the camera, which will give people dizzy. Yes.
B'shvil zeh hatfila lahoyer lekasher anekuda azois el alev. And because of this, the tefillah, when we daven our tefillah, right, we have to connect, illuminate and connect this nekuda, this point of goodness that's within us, into the heart, into our hearts. The heart, or the Yetzer Hara, we know that the Yetzer Hara dwells in the left side of the heart, right? So the heart is constantly telling you, you're no good, you're no good, you're no good. Who you fooling? You're no good, right? So here we're trying to fix that. We're trying to smother this Yetzer Hara, and we want to. How do we do that? We do that by finding good. He's telling you, I'm not good. No, but I know I am good. Why? Because I'm speaking to Hashem. Hey, if I'm speaking to Hashem, and Hashem wants to hear what I have to say, and he's listening to me, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. K'dei levatel cherpas the leiv ayedei ora hava kedosh sheshayra eitzel nekuda azos. So you can remove all that embarrassment of the heart, right? All of the embarrassment when the person realizes how something is true, right? He realizes he sees something of truth. And he realizes where he is, so he feels an embarrassment, right? Oh, well, I thought it was this, I thought it was that, and now I realize, oh, this is the truth. That's an embarrassment, right? Therefore, you have to daven and put your whole heart. Look at these words. Put your whole heart into your tefillah. Put your heart into the tefillah. Like we say in the bracha every morning, we say in the word in the brachas, right? Hashem, make my Yetzer Hara also serve you. Make my Yetzer Hara also serve you. My whole heart. Put the whole heart. Make the Yetzer Hara also, bring him into this. Let him bring him into this idea. Because tefillah is avoda shebelev. Davening is the service of the heart. It's a service of the heart. Avoda shebelev. K'may shamra b'seinu zal. Ezu avoda shebelev. Right? Chazal asked this question in Tainus, right? On the first page in Tainus, right? They asked this question on the first side. Ezu avoda shebelev. What is the avoda shebelev? What is this? What is the service of the heart? What is that? The Gemara is asking. The Gemara wants to know, what is that? What is the service of the heart? What is that? So the Gemara says, Zu tefillah. That's tefillah. That's tefillah, davening. Tefillah. Davening is called the service of the heart. Put your heart into the tefillah, says the Gemara, right? The main point is to purify and to purge the heart, to purify and purge that mikol charcherpas alev, orlas alev, the coverings of the heart, the embarrassment of the heart, right? All of that stuff. I want to get it out of there. I want to purify it. Ayadei diba shel tefillin. How do you do that? Through the powerful words when you're davening. When you're davening and you're listening to the words that you're saying, it affects the heart. And it can clean the heart, it can purify the heart, it can purge the heart from all of the impurity. Shehu bechinas tzaddik meishel. That's what we said yesterday, the idea, tzaddik meishel. Who controls HaKadosh Baruch Hu? The tzaddik. Why? Because Hashem makes a gezerah, because there's a lot of din in Shemayim. There's judgment going on in heaven, right? So the judgment says to Hashem, hey, look, the people they have to be punished. So Hashem says, okay, fine. But does Hashem really want to punish us? No, He doesn't want to punish us. So He wants us to daven to overturn this decree. You understand? Hashem really wants us. He makes the decree because that's the way the system is, right? We did something wrong. The side of judgment brings a case against us. So Hashem says, okay, all right, fine, you got it. But He wants us to daven with our whole heart. Right, our whole heart, including the eight. He wants us to daven to purify that, to change it. That's the avodah shebelev. Hashem really wants us to change all the decrees, and we can do that with our tefillah. But we have to daven bechol leiv. We have to put the whole heart into it. Shu bechinas hanekuda kedosha shesham sheira hava kedosha. That's the real point of where the real true ahava is. The holy love that we're supposed to have. Again, we said Avraham Avinu is the midah of chesed, the midah of ahava, right? So Avraham Avinu, when he had his children, right, he first had to have Yishmael. So all of the excess ahava, right, too much love, unbridled love is no good, right? Unbridled love is no good. It has to be with the right measure, right? So all of that unbridled love he deposited that into Yishmael. He had to get rid of it, right? It was something, he had to get rid of it. Yishmael got that. And Yitzchak Avinu was pure. All whatever was impure about the midah of ahava went out. So this is what we have to do. We have to work on the purity, okay? Al kain. B'shas tefillah. Look what happens now. Now, there's something you're probably wondering, right? Al kain b'shas tefillah miskabrim b'yoseh kol bilbulim v'chol machshavos roi shebelev. Hey, wait a second here. Hey, I'm trying to daven, and then all this stuff is coming up. I'm starting to think about all these things. In the middle of my davening. What's going on here? Hey, I'm trying to daven, and it's not working. I keep getting all these thoughts coming in my mind. Oh, I got to go here. I got to go do this. I forgot to pay this bill. Oh, I have to. Oh, how am I going to do that? Where does this come from? You ever think of that? What?
Not just that, but machshavos are all.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, listen, we're starting off slow. Slow down.
What did you say? No, the bath though.
No. Sasha, the horse. Oh, you have to rein the horse in.
You're moving okay.
Yeah. No. Okay. We're going to get slow. Okay.
Don't give us too much.
Yeah. It could be bad thoughts also, like Sasha's saying, right? The person can think
evil thoughts. It always.
Yeah. The things. Let's say thoughts of immorality, thoughts of things that are not proper.
Yeah,
things
like thoughts of like self-accusation.
Yeah.
All kind of this stuff that we just mentioned before. Right? This, I'm no good.
All of that stuff happens. All of that stuff happens. No, but I'm trying to keep this in. A lot of times when you're davening, you get all these other things that come in your mind too. You start thinking about all things that you didn't think about in a long time. That ever happened? Right. Well, you're davening, and I'm trying to think. You have to take out your paper and pen because you have to write down all of those things. Then, right? I never thought of these things. Yeah, they're coming up here. What's going on over here? Right? No, because you're trying to daven. So the other side is saying, hey, wait a second, you belong to me. Yeah, and I'm not letting you go so quick. You think you're going to be able to? You think you're going to be able to use these words to overpower me? No, wait a second. But you should know, whenever you get those thoughts, that means it's a good sign that you're doing the right thing. See, everyone thinks, the way the world thinks is, hey, I'm trying to daven and it's not working, so obviously it's useless. I'm a basket case. I'm finished. It's not gonna. No, that's not the case. When you're davening, the other side feels the opposition. He feels that he's about to be conquered. So he tries to overconquer you. Watch what he says now. Ki ikra tefillah ba b'shvil zeh. This is the whole point of tefillah. In order to balance the heart out, to fix the heart, to get all of the stuff out of the heart. Ki zeh kidei levatlam ki kol ha'machshava zara. It's all these strange thoughts that come into your mind, whether they're proper, not proper, whatever they are, strange. Machshava zoros, strange thoughts that come in. B'chol bilbulim kulam hein bechinas cherpas leiv. They're all part of the embarrassment of the heart. They're all part of the scherpas halev, orlas halev, the covering of the heart. Shviras halev, kihei mechaprin and mevazin, v'shoivrim libay shalodam. They come and they try to break the person's heart. Machmas, shal yedei hadiba shal tefillah roitz levatlam. Oh, wait a second. The words of tefillah are trying to overpower all the stuff of the heart. It's trying to overpower it. Al kain heim is gabrin oz b'yoser. Therefore, they get more powerful. Like he says, kedera kol hanilchamim zeim zeh. If there's a battle going on, right? There's a battle going on. Kishibot tzad echad levatal es chaveiroi. When the two sides, one guy comes and he's overpowering the other side, right? There's a battle going on. He's trying to overpower him. Oz misayre chaveiroi is gaber yoser b'yoser b'kol koichay v'chele yosef. Right, so then the other guy he gets a boost of power, and he goes and he gets him back. Right, you notice when two guys are fighting. Right, so the guy gives him a good zetz. So the guy says, "Oh yeah," he gets up his power and he gives up zetz back. Right, that's how a battle's going. This is what's going on. We have a battle going on in our heart. The Yetzer Tov the Yetzer Tov is on the right side. The Yetzer Hara is on the left side. The Yetzer Tov wants to overpower the Yetzer Hara. Right, the Yetzer Hara he's not happy about that. Right, so he tries to give a pie. You're davening, so you give him a good zetz, right? With your tefillah, you give him a zetz. He says, "Oh yeah, I'm going to come back at you," and that's where all those thoughts come from. That's where all those thoughts come from because you did something good. You did something good. So the thought he says, "Oh yeah, I'm going to give you," and then he comes back on the other side. You understand that? Machma sheroya sheroitzim la'aviroi ulevatle legamre. Oh, you're trying to get rid of me, the Yetzer Hara says. You're trying to overpower me. You're trying to you want to vanquish me. No. He says, I'm not happy about that. The Yetzer Hara says, hey, listen, you've been in my program for many, many years. What do you think? You're just going to get out of here? Right? You've been initiated to this club for a long time. What do you think? We're just going to let you go? We're not going to let you just go, right? The people are part of these, these gangs and different things. And the guy says he wants to leave. Hey, you're not going anywhere, right? Right? Like we used to have the cartels, right? These guys, right? The guy wants to leave. Hey, you're not going anywhere, right? Right? These guys can't.
I knew a guy who was a mafia. He was a lawyer, and he hit the mafia. And he said to one time, he says, I'm stuck for life. You don't leave these guys.
You can't leave them. You leave him, he's gone. He's finished.
Yeah.
He's gone. He'll be gone, right? This is what's going on here. The Yetzer Hara says, what are you doing? You can't go. But you can go. We can get out of it. We can. If we just keep fighting him and we keep doing it, believe what we're doing is working, right? Not the way we think. We think because all these things are coming in my mind, so I'm a lo yitzlach. What is this? All this is coming in here. It's no. That's the whole point. You're doing a good job, and that's why all this stuff is coming out because he's trying to fight back at you. So you have to keep doing it. You have to keep soldiering on. You have to keep fighting him. Wow, when you're davening, that's a battle. There's a battle going on. Hear what he said? Look what he says here. During the tefillah, right? Hu milchama gedola. Not just a milchama, it's a milchama gedola. It's a big war going on. There's a big war going on in the heart. Did you know this before? There's a war going on in your heart? No, that's what we say. We want inner peace. What's the inner peace? We want to put all this war out. I want to put it out. I want the Yetzer Hara. Like in our example with the horse we gave, Sasha, right? I want the horse. There's a horse and there's a rider, right? So the rider is the neshama. The horse is the guf, the body, right? So the horse wants to control the rider, but that's not good, right? That can be dangerous, right? Right. So the rider has to control the horse, correct? That's the muscle for the nimshal that we're trying to understand here, right? The neshama is trying to take control of the Yetzer Hara, trying to take control of the body. He needs the azus the kedusha. Remember we said that, right? We said Hashem owes liyama yitein. Remember we said that. We end off the aleinu like that. Hashem owes liyama yitein. Hashem yivarech es amai. No, we end off the Shmon Esrei. Hashem owes liyama yitein. Hashem yivarech es amai b'shalom. Owes liyama yitein. What's owes? Power. Power. Hashem, give us the power. Give us the azus the kedusha. Give us the holy chutzpah, that brazenness, in order to fight back on the other side, to know what's going on. So when I'm davening, that's actually a battle going on. There's a battle going on within me, and within every one of us. You understand that? Chana, when she was davening, right? We learned most of the laws of Shmon Esrei. We learn out from Chana, right? Chana was in the Beis Hamikdash, right, with Eli HaKohen, right? The whole story over there, right? She was in the Beis Hamikdash. She was trying, and then the Mishkan Shiloh, right? She was over there, and she was trying to die. She wanted a son. She was dying. They thought that she was drunk. They thought she was. What do you can't come in here? That's one of the things, you can't come into the holy place inebriated, right? No, because she was davening, whispering to her. This, and we learn out the laws from Chana, how to daven. That's where we learn out the laws from, right? The main point of tefillah is to connect the words to the heart. You got to get those words in the heart. You have to get the words into the heart. The words have to affect the heart. The words must affect the heart. That's why when you daven with shira, right? You daven with song, right? You daven with song, it could sometimes be very effective, right? Because you have more emotion, right? If you take the word the v'eschanan, right? V'eschanan, the gematria is 515. You know that the gematria of tefillah is also 515?
Oh, really? Yeah.
And you know the gematria of shira is also 515? Song, 515. It's all 515, right? If you want to beseech Hashem and you want to daven, do it with song, right? It's all 515. It's unbelievable, right? Kidei levatel cherpas leiv. You want to be mevatel the cherpa, the leiv shiras halev ayedei adiba shu bechinas hanekuda hakedosh. That's the nekuda hakedosh shu bechinas tzadik meishel. And that's where it means that tzaddik can control. If a person believes he's a tzaddik, he can control his Yetzer Hara. It's not befitting for the tzaddik to do something wrong, right? It's not befitting to the tzaddik to do certain things, right? It's not befitting. So if the person believes he's a tzaddik, you understand, tzaddik Moshel, then he can really control it. Shesham shoyra hava kedosha shal yedei zen nisbatlin kol cherpas leiv. You can get rid of all of the nonsense of the heart.
How can one believe? How can I believe I'm a tzaddik?
You're speaking to Hashem. You're speaking to Hashem, right? In Shmon Esrei, I'm talking to Hashem. Hashem is listening to me. Isn't that amazing? You're standing, talking to Hashem. Hashem's right in front of you.
Okay, that's one thing.
What do you mean that's one? Whoa. What do you mean that's one thing? What do you mean that's one thing? You're speaking to Hashem. Stop for a second.
Okay.
What do you mean okay?
Well, sometimes we may not remember that we're speaking to Hashem.
But that's what we have to remind ourselves, right?
Just because I'm speaking to Hashem, I'm a tzaddik?
No, well, hold on a second. Yes. When you're davening tefillin, when you're standing there with your talis and tefillin on, right? You're standing there with your talis and tefillin, and you're following the rules of Shulchan Aruch, and you're approaching Hashem, right? You did everything correctly. So you're doing acts of tzaddikim. What did tzaddikim do? They daven. What does a tzaddik do? What does a tzaddik do?
A lot of stuff.
Tzaddikim daven. They're connected to Hashem. Dveikus b'Hashem. Tzaddikim are doifkim b'Hashem. They're connected to Hashem. Right? We're learning this week is Parshas V'eschanan. The Rebbe has a Torah in Likutey Maran, lesson 99. It's called V'eschanan El Hashem B'Yisahi. That's the name of the Torah. It's a very short lesson. Lesson 99 in Likutey Maran. So the Rebbe says over there, you have to daven with dveikus. Right? When you daven, you have to daven being connected to Hashem. Daven b'dveikus. Connection to Hashem. You have to be connected to Hashem. And that's the way you're supposed to do it, right? But he says, what happens if you can't?
Yeah,
Daven anyway, right? If you can't, daven anyway. Why? Because you're still saying the words. The words are there. And he says one day is going to come. One day it's going to come that you'll be able to daven with all your heart, and all those other tefillahs will go together with that. It'll all be there. You understand? Yeah, the holy cut we have in the parsha. We also have in the parsha. We have Shema in this week's parsha, right? So we have the parsha Shema. Haftas Hashem l'chei b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol medah asher anochi mitzvah b'chayim al livavecha, al livavecha. Right? Put it on your heart. So the holy Kotzka asks, what do you mean? Put it on your heart. What do you mean on your? Wait a minute. It should be in your heart. What is it on your heart? The Torah says, right? The pasuk says al livavecha. Put it on your heart. What does that mean? That doesn't make any sense. Does that make sense? Right? You ever think of that?
Put what on your heart?
Put your mitzvahs, the words, everything. Put them on your heart. Put everything. Stack it up on top of your heart. So why does the Kotzka say? Why is it like Alav Avecha? Because he says sometimes you can't daven with the dveikas, right? Sometimes you just can't get you're trying your best to get the words out, but it's just you're fetching the words out. They don't really want to go. You're doing what you can. You're trying, right? And you just keep putting these on top of the heart. You keep putting them in. And he says one time it's going to happen. There'll be a big simcha in your family. Something will be a big simcha, right? And then your heart will be open. And then all those tefillahs that you stacked on top of the heart, once it opens up, it'll all go in. It'll affect the heart. He says, and sometimes the person doesn't work like that, and someone has to have sometimes, chas v'shalom, a tragedy in their life. Right? They have a tragedy, it also opens up the heart. Right? If it doesn't work with the simcha, sometimes Hashem has to send a tragedy, because Hashem wants the tefillah to get into the heart, like we're learning. He wants us to get the prayers, the words have to come into the heart. Because that's the only way we're going to control the Yetzer Hara. That's the only way we're going to be able to control, and may shall be, right? May shall be. There's the only way you can do that if the words get in. You have to be Makasha, the Dibur, to the lay. You have to take the words and connect them to the heart. You understand? It's amazing how the Parsha always connects into what we learn. There we go. Yossi, how you doing? Yossi got back a little later yesterday. Yeah. Okay. Okay, where are we up to? Okay, okay, here we go. Something might be a Shomer Kedusha, Yedeze, and the Spatlan, Kol, Acherpas of a lake. Val came beside Tefillah, Eitzel Sim Sholem. Oz Oilim, Lakayhanim, Leduchan, Levorach, Es Yisrael. So therefore, at the end of the davening, right, at the end of the Tefillah, they go up, the Kohen goes up. He went up today, Baruch Hashem, our Kohen went up there today, right? He went up by Ritzei, like he was supposed to, right? You made the chaysim of the feet, and then you lifted up your hand, you made the chaysim Yadayim, Baruch Hashem, Shkoyach. Right? It was great. No, it was great. The Kohen was there, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Anyway, but he did that right before the Chazan says, Sim Sholem. Sim Sholem, right? Because the Kohen blesses us with what? Peace. We need to have that peace in the heart. Right? We have to have that peace. There's that battle going on. Right? We said, Eza Avoda Shebelev, Tefillah. Right? It's a Melchama, Gedola going on in the heart. We want a little peace there. We want some peace. We want the Yetzer Hara to give in to the Yetzer Tov. And let you live your life besimcha and not having all that opposition. Look what he says now. This is truly amazing. That's the tikkun of tefillah. That's the whole point. That's how we rectify. We can make the rectification. We can make the repairs in our tefillah with using our tefillah. This is what we accomplish with all our tefillah. Zeichen shata b'gemara tefillah. Oilin ha'kayhanim levarech birchas kayhanim ki ha'kayhanim heim bechinas ahava kedosha. The kohanim, they have the true love. The kohanim have the true love. Right? They love what's important. They love the Beis HaMikdash, right? They love the Jewish people. Hashem set it up like that, right? Because the people would always be bringing the Kohanim different presents, right? They would bring Truma, everything they would bring into the Kohen. So if you're constantly giving to the Kohen, of course he's going to love the people, right? You're giving him stuff. You're taking care of him, right? We're taking care of the Kohen. So of course we love. So the Kohen loves his job, right? He's always with Hashem. He's in the Beis HaMikdash. He has the right love. He understands what's important. He understands. He wants the Jews, he davens for the Jews that they should follow the mitzvahs. Why? It's also good for him. Right? The more they do, the more successful they are, the more produce they'll have, the more they'll have, the more they'll be able to give to the Kohen. So it works. It's a good system. It's a very good system, right? What?
That's the Avas we have the
Okay.
Thank you. I need to go.
Okay, Sunday. Be well. Shkoya, thank you for joining us. Sweet guy. Well, Baruch Hashem. Okay. Kishayra Eitzel Nekuda Shu Adiba Shel Tefillah. Right. So all the Kohen is connected to that Nekuda. Right. We said what's the Nekuda? The holiness, the true love. Right. The Tefillah. Shayidei Zeh Tikun HaTefillah Ba'al Kein B'Gemara Tefillah Oz Tzrichen HaKahanim La'alois L'Duchen. Therefore, at the end of the Shmona Esrei, therefore they have to go up and they do give us their priestly blessing. Ki oznes gala ahava kadosha. That's when the true ahava is revealed. Bebechinas kohen, right? The Kohen, the true ahava comes with the Kohanim. Shayidei ikar tikun atfila. That's the main repair that we make with our tefillah, that we want to bring kedusha into our life. So again, here we go. We have this idea. We're trying to get the words into the heart. So yesterday, before you got here, we were talking about this. So what happens is, when you're trying to daven, did it ever happen to you that you start thinking about all kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Right? It's a good idea. Maybe they bring a notebook with you, right?
Yeah.
During davening, and then make the notes of all the things that you think about
I do.
during the
I do, and it's full.
during the davening, because you think about all these things that during the day you can't think about.
Yeah.
Why does that come? Where is that from? What's going on?
Yeah.
What is going on? Why is that? You're trying to daven, right? What's going on here? You're sitting there. You ever see that sometimes you can have two guys, right? One guy's really trying to daven. The other guy is just he comes in. He does his thing. He just does his thing, right? He pays his lip service, right? Nothing's bothering him. He's doing his thing. It's no problem. And I'm trying to daven over here, and my mind is going crazy. What is going on over here? I'm trying to do the right thing, and I'm getting all these thoughts in my mind, and the other guy is not trying to do anything, and it's going good for him. You know why? It's very simple. The Yetzer Hara feels threatened. He feels threatened when you're davening. So he says, you gave me a zetz. You gave me a punch. You just gave me a punch with these words. So he has to fight back. The same way we gave the example, two people are fighting. One guy, he gives the guy a good zetz. So the other guy grabs, he gets an adrenaline rush, right? And he gives him a bang back, right? Isn't that what he does? Right? When two people are fighting, right? This is what's going on in the heart. We said that the heart, the tefillah is the time of a milchama gedola, we said. It's a big battle going on in the heart. Why? The Yetzer Hara wants to keep control of the guy. He wants to keep control. He doesn't want to let the guy go. He says, you've been with me all these years. You're in my camp here. I'm not letting you go. Like you gave the example, Simcha knew a lawyer that was a lawyer for the cartel, one of these cartels. What did the lawyer say? Right? What did he say? He has to stay with them. He can't leave them. If you leave them, it's finished.
Job, yeah.
It's a lifetime job. Right? He can't leave. He can't. You're in the club. You're in this club. The Yetzer Hara says, you're in my club. Where you going? So he fights back. But sooner or later, like we had the example with the rider and the horse, right? You have to keep fighting him. You keep doing this. You keep doing this. You keep doing this. Sooner or later, the Yetzer Hara will say, okay, I give in. The horse will give in, and the horse will be okay with the rider, like we learned last week, right? We were learning the lesson, like we learned Chaysim, the lesson 22 in Likutey. Remember we learning that? That was the beautiful ideas, right? So this is what's going on in the heart, and that's why you're getting all of those thoughts. So it's a good thing. The Yetzer Hara wants you to believe it's a bad thing. See this? You're trying to daven, and now you're thinking about all these things. So what are you what are you doing here with your tefillah? You're wasting your time. He tries to tell you. No, but I know now that you're only putting these thoughts. You're giving me all of this stuff that's going on in my mind. You're sending it to me because you're fighting against me because you don't want me to daven and recognize I'm davening to Hashem. You don't want me to do that. It's amazing. Really understand the psychology of what's going on. Did you ever wonder that? Why you have all these thoughts that come into your mind? Lesson 34.
Yeah.
Lesson 34. Lesson 34.
Yeah, it's the Yetzer. And so like that should tell you whenever you see that kind of opposition.
That means you're doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing.
You're doing the right thing. It's counterintuitive, right? You would think it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Right? Right? You would think it's the other way around. How can it be? How can it be that if I'm davening, I'm thinking of all these things? How could that be? No, but that's the whole point. He's fighting back. He doesn't want to let you. He doesn't want to let you leave you. He wants you to stay with him. He wants you to stay with all those ahavas and the fulas. He wants you to stay with all of those ahavas that are no good. Right? All the stuff that's no good. That's what he wants you to stay with. He doesn't want you to go to the right side. He doesn't want you to come to the true love of the Torah, love of the Jewish people, love of love of the land, the Jewish land, love of the true love. He doesn't want you to have that. Right? He doesn't want you to have that. Okay? That's what's going on. All right? And we had a psychology lesson today from Nassim today. Isn't that great? There we go. That's why they go up. So specifically, when it comes to Sim Shalom, Visiyam Birchaiseyim, and the ending of the bracha of the Kohen, right? Who Shalom. The last word the Kohen says to the people in his blessing, he says Shalom. Yeah, he says Shalom. There we go. You see, he's trying to give us that peace. He's blessing us. The Kohen is blessing us that we should be able to be successful in that war and keep the Yetzer Hara in check. You understand? Keep the Yetzer Hara in check. All right. Ki ha'ahava bechinas koyin shoyre eitzel anekuda shu bechinas bris shalom. The koyin has the bris shalom. We've learned a lot about that, right? The koyin is on a higher level than all the other Jews, with who he's allowed to marry and so on, right? He can't marry a grusha, chalola, and right, and a zoyna, right? The koyin can't do that, right? The kameisha kosav bakahuna shel pinchas, right? Hineni noisein loy es prisi shalom. Torah says. Hashem said to Pinchas, right, when he gave him, Pinchas was inaugurated to the priesthood, right? He became a Kohen, right, with his act of kanois that he did against Zimri, right, in Cosby. Remember that story, right? He took the spear and he speared them, right? When he did that, Hashem said, "V'hinei noisin like brisi sholem." I'm giving you the bris of sholem, right? So here you see the Kohanim have the idea of shalom. That's why the Kohanim are the ones that are charged to give us the blessing of shalom, because they have this inner peace. You believe that, Mordechai? You have that inner peace inside you. You believe that? Isn't that amazing? It's amazing, right? If you want to see again more of this, you could see this in lesson 34. In Likutey Moran. It's an amazing lesson. Again, I'm always saying that because truly all the lessons are amazing. They're all amazing. You can learn out amazing things from every one of the lessons. And I'm always amazed that Rav Nazan takes these lessons and he gives us these teachings from these lessons. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. Really, the psychology, what Rabbi Nachman knew, and Rav Nazan knew and was able to give over and explain Rabbi Nachman, it's just fascinating. Right? People don't understand it, right? They're trying to daven, and they get this crazy stuff is coming out. They don't understand it. And they get turned off. Right? People get turned off from that. Right? They're trying to daven. Okay, fine. Hashem, I realize I spent enough time with all the nonsense in my life. Now I want to do the right thing. So the guy says, okay, now I'm going to try to daven. All of a sudden, wow, he gets attacked. He gets attacked. What's going on here? And then the guy has a chalisha sadas, right? He has a chalisha. He says, this is not working. I guess I was supposed to keep doing what I was doing. And he tries to leave the program, right? But now we're learning that's the opposite, right? Whenever you feel that opposition, even when you're trying to daven, because you're trying to get those words to go, the words should go into the heart. That's the point, right? Take the words, put the words in the heart. How are you going to get the words in the heart? The heart is fighting you back. The Yetzer Hara doesn't want those words there because he likes his stuff. He doesn't want to be embarrassed because then the Yetzer Hara is going to be embarrassed with all of his nonsense, right? He has all this nonsense. It's going to cause that cherpa in the heart. All that nonsense is in there. He doesn't want you to cover it up. He likes the Arla Salev. He likes the heart to be, everything's covered up in his little abode over there, right? Everything's very nice over there. He doesn't want to, and now you're coming along and you want to rip off the covering. You want to rip that off. You want to expose it, right? And you want to put it out with the words of tefillah. He doesn't like that, and that's why you're getting the opposition. Okay, anyone agree with this? Anyone have any questions on this idea? It's a fascinating
Yeah,
idea.
the mice, like, the day after day, opposition is still there. What do I do? You know, like,
You have to but you know what the opposite, and you know that you're doing the right thing, and you keep battling, you keep fighting the horse. You keep. It's going back to it's gonna always. That's right. So long as we're alive, it's gonna be there.
So am I.
That's right. Sasha, so long as we're alive, it's going to be there. That's how it is. You have to keep going from one level to the next. Like we learned in lesson 22, right? You have to keep going from level to level all the way to the Ein Sof. That's what we're supposed to do. We have to get all the way up to the end, and we keep doing that. Every time we do that, we chip away a little more, a little more, a little more. Sooner or later, you'll see a reprieve. You will get sometimes you sometimes get a reprieve. Sometimes.
life is not that long.
No. But one second. You can't say that you're trying to daven and you never had a good tefillah, that it actually you felt something, you felt connected, you felt that dveikus to Hashem. It happens once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while.
Okay, good. And that's the present Hashem gives you. That's a present Hashem gives you. That's what we said we were learning. Like I told you, that lesson 99, Likutey, right? Daven with dveikus, right? You have to daven with dveikus. And if you can't, daven anyway. Daven anyway. Why? Because sooner or later it'll come in. Everything will work. Now those times that you have the dveikus, all those other tefillahs, they get all pulled up with that tefillah. The same way the example we could use is a rocket ship, right? You have a rocket ship, right? 10, 9, 8, 7, right? The thing blasts off, right? So you ever watch that? The rocket ship goes up. Anything that's around it, it pulls up with it. You ever see that? You ever see the thrust? It has that inertia, right? It's such a power, right? The thing is going up, it goes up. That's our tefillah. When you have that tefillah b'dveikus, all those other tefillahs, all those other prayers that you had, they can all go up. They all go up with that tefillah. Right?
And besides, if you did it one time, you can do it again.
Yeah.
Do we need to add this another animal?
Right? This is why I love the Breslov Siddur, because right in the first thing it says, may I pray with all intention and focus and hear every word and
Yeah. You have to be mekashi yourself to all Jews also, right? You have to do that, to have that hava. You have to love Am Yisrael. Right? You have to connect ourselves to all the Jewish people, right? Right? That's what we have to do. Why are we doing that? Because we want to have the right love. I want to love Amcha Beis Yisrael. I don't want to love all the nonsense of the world. That's what all these things are trying to do in our tefillah. Okay? Do we have any questions on this? We understand this is our work. This is our work.
We said one of the things, or the thing to fight this is this left side of a heart that tries to pull me down all the time is saying that I'm a tzaddik.
Believing that my words are being heard by Hashem, and Hashem wants to hear my words. Believe that. Believe Hashem is there. Shivisi Hashem lenegdi summit. You're standing there. Believe that you're standing there. That you're standing there, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is right in front of you, and He's listening to what you're saying. That's amazing. The Melech Malchei Amlochim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Melech Malchei Amlochim, the King of all kings, right? The CEO of CEOs, the presidents of presidents, the bosses of bosses. He's standing there. He's listening to what you're saying. That's very powerful. That's empowering, isn't it? To recognize, that's very empowering to know that I'm standing and I have an audience with Hashem. Isn't that empowering?
the other thing that's helpful to know, and I don't remember what the ratio is, if you think of a rocket, what does it take to go out in space? It takes, I wish I remember the numbers. It takes this much power to get the rocket up in the air. But once you get up there,
it goes.
It goes.
You have to break through, right?
You have to break through.
Right. That's the dveikus, right? And then all the other stuff, once it goes, they all come along with it. They float right upstairs. That's what we're trying to do, right? Right, there's a story with the Baal Shem Tov. I always like to say this story because really I think it helped us also. He was once taking a ride with his chevra, right? He went with his chevra. And they were traveling, and they came and they stopped off in some village somewhere. They had to daven mincha, right? They come outside of a shul, right? And they want to go in to daven mincha, right? So the Baal Shem Tov says, well, I can't go in. Right? You know the story, right? I say, I can't go in. They said, why not? It's packed. The shul's packed. Rebbe, there's nobody in the shul. No, the shul is packed. I can't go in. I can't go in. So he said, what do you mean? All the tefillahs in that shul, it's all packed in that shul. I can't get in there. It's jammed. The shul is jammed with tefillah. So what he probably did was he probably did go in there, and they probably davened the tefillah with vekas, and they probably pulled all of those tefillahs right up there and emptied out the shul with a tefillah. They all went up, right? That's the problem is we don't daven believing that Hashem wants to hear our words. That's the problem. We don't believe it. We don't believe in ourselves. You have to believe in yourself.
It's easy.
Huh?
Easy.
Easy what?
Not to believe in it.
Okay, but this is what you have to believe in yourself.
And you have to have compassion for yourself.
And how do you do that? By speaking to Hashem with his bodilus, right? You speak to Hashem and tell Hashem all these problems that you have. That's what his bodilus is all about. Tell Hashem all these things that you have and what you need help with. That's it. That's what it's all about. Realizing, developing that relationship with Hashem. That's what this is all about. Okay? Okay? We have a job. This is a job to do, but this is a chiddush here that we learned today. Right? This is mamash a chiddush that we learned, that the opposition that you're getting during your tefillah is something good because you're accomplishing something. Not that you're lo yotzlach. Not that I'm not doing it. It's not going well. No, you're doing good. That's why you're having opposition. If you didn't care if your tefillah meant anything or not, you would have no opposition. He wouldn't care. The Yetzer Hara doesn't care because he takes those words too, right? If a person died, the Yetzer Hara takes all our tefillahs, right? You know that, right? He tries to steal our tefillah. He tries to steal the words of our tefillah, right? So when we're not davening with the right kavanah, right? If we're just davening and we're just not paying attention to anything, he's taking all of those words. But that's what it means that the tzaddik can come and the tzaddik can take out all the words from that he swallowed up, right? He can make him regurgitate all of the words that he swallowed up, right? That's what the Yetzer Hara is doing. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to lift up the tefillahs. And then we can have a success over all of the enemies that we have around the world. We need to put this into practice. Realize Hashem is there. He wants us to daven. And when you get that opposition, embrace it. Know that you're doing the right thing. Embrace the opposition. Know I'm doing the right thing.
I must be doing a lot of things right lately.
Okay. No, but the act of tefillah, that's what it's all about. Okay? So, okay, we'll stop here. We'll do Gimel tomorrow, Mitzvah Hashem. Let's learn a piece in the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Okay? We're trying to do that, so there we go. Okay, here we go. All right, so we're in Din Levishas Begodav Piluchai, right? Getting dressed and then your travel. Here we go. Today we're up to letter Vav, 6. Here's an interesting one. Asa leilech arba amais lahaitzi mipiv dava shebegdusha begiloy arosh. You shouldn't walk 4 amas, right? You shouldn't walk 4 amas, and you shouldn't say anything of holiness with an uncovered head. You should always have your head should have a head covering on your head. Now that means if you have a yarmulke, that's great, right? You have a kippah, that's wonderful, right? Or if you don't have that, you have a baseball hat or a cap, whatever. That's a covering on the head. You have to go with a covering on the head, and people should know that. Like that's why let's say you go in a place that a person doesn't. Like we were just talking about this the other day, yesterday, right? You don't feel comfortable wearing your kippah in this place, right? So wear a baseball hat. Right? Wear a baseball hat. Wear a cap. Wear a sun hat. Whatever you like. I don't care. Put something on your head. Wear something on your head. Okay? V'gam haketanim srichin lahargilon lechasei suation. The kids, we have to teach the kids from a young age to cover their heads as well. Okay, this is a very important halacha, right? The kids should go around, they should always wear a kippah. And Baruch Hashem, I think in most of our families, this is a common practice, right? We do that, right? The kids are very happy at a young age to wear their kippah, right? It's something special. We buy them the cute little ones, right, that they like, right? You buy them something that they like, right? They like a little character on whatever they like, put it on there, and then they're happy to wear it. Whatever, just train them at a young age to want to keep the head covered. We're going to see why in a minute now. Ki heichi deshave aleyu emosad dishmai, because we're trying to place the ema of shemayim on them, right? If you have your head covered, you realize there's something above you. That's the point of covering the head, right? You realize that there's HaKadosh Baruch Hu is over you. That's the whole point. You cover your head so you feel that. Okay, the Matzina Barav Nachman Bar Yitzchak. Okay, this is a beautiful thing here. So there's a story in Masechta Shabbos, right, where the Gemara is discussing over there. Let me think. The Gemara is discussing over there is Klal Yisrael. Are we Saimach on Mazel or not? Do we have anything to do with these things? Or does this have anything to do with it? So it brings the story. Ema de Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak Amaru La Kaladoi Beirech Genova Havi. So the what do you call it? The astrologers came to the mother of Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak, and they said, your son is going to be a thief. We see in the stars that your son's going to be a thief. He's in the Gemara, right? He's pretty good, right? Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak, right? Yeah. But they came to his mother and they said, when he was a young boy, we see that he's going to be a thief. Wow. So what did she do? Loi shebakte gale reishe amrle, right? She said that she's not going to let him go without his head being covered. He should go without it, right? Kase reishe. She told him, always keep your head covered. If you want to be protected, you hear this? They said he was going to be, they saw in the stars, right? They saw that he was supposed to be a thief. His mother said to him, make sure you cover your head. Keep your head covered, and then you'll have the ema of Shemayim upon you. So then, of course, if you realize you're with Hashem, you won't think of taking something that's not yours. Right? And she taught him that at a very, very young age. Isn't that an amazing idea? Right? This is all the recognition. It's so beautiful that we're trying to understand that you're with Hashem. Right? Realize you're with Hashem. That's why we wear the head covering. You want to be Davik HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's why we wear the head covering. We have to remember that we're mamish connected to Hashem every moment. Shivisi Hashem lenegdi sam. We're always connected to the Rebbe. So we have to realize that we're mamish connected to Hashem. How do you do that? Keep your head covered. Teach the children to keep the head covered. The same way Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak was protected from as a young boy, as he was supposed to be. He was supposed to have the life of a thief, right? That's what he was supposed to be. But his mother gave him the proper advice, and he became the Rabbi Nachman Bar Yitzchak that we have in the Gemara. It's an amazing idea. Does anyone have any questions on this, or have any don't understand anything? I think it's pretty easy to understand this, right?
Who's Rav Nachman
Bar Yitzchak? He was in the Gemara. Take a look in the Gemara. It's in the Masechta Shabbos, 156, the second side. If you want to see the story.
152b it says here.
Like
no, it's 50. It's 56. Kuf Nun Vav. It's 156. 156, not 2. Vav is 6. It's a mistake. I'm telling you, go look it up in the Gemara. It'll be 150. I'm sure of that. Okay? Anyway, so everyone, I want to wish everyone a wonderful day. We should hear B'Sara Tova, and we should all be protected. Kol Tuv, everybody.